Hey, Cowboys Nation! Welcome back to Cowboys News TV, your #1 source for all things Dallas Cowboys. I'm Dave, and today we've got a hot topic that could potentially shake up the Cowboys camp. We're talking about none other than CeeDee Lamb and the potential holdout situation that might be around the corner. Before we dive into the details, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. Your subscription is incredibly important to us, and it helps us reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers. Join our community and stay updated with the latest Cowboys news. Alright, let's get into it. Today's show is all about CeeDee Lamb and the potential ugliness that might be brewing between the Cowboys and Lamb. If you think the Cowboys should pay CeeDee Lamb, then spam the comments section with why. I truly believe we should have thousands of YS in today's video because this seems like a no-brainer for the Cowboys organization. Now, I want to go in chronological order here from the reports that have come out over the last 24 to 48 hours. We'll get to the trade requests that may or may not be happening in a little bit. First, let's talk about the report from the Dallas Morning News that suggests Lamb is probably going to hold out from the Cowboys camp without a new deal. Here's what Calvin Watkins wrote in a recent article: "There's been little progress on extensions for Prescott and Lamb this summer. For a second consecutive year, there's a possibility a key starter will hold out of training camp. Lamb missed the entire offseason program and is expected to miss training camp if he doesn't get a new deal." Now, I was a little surprised with how that report got picked up nationally by other outlets because we kind of already knew that Lamb wasn't going to show up without a deal, right? This isn't new breaking information. The Dallas Morning News did not treat that as a new report or insider info. It was almost buried in the article. Yet, here we are, facing the reality that Lamb's holdout might be more serious than we initially thought. Let me ask you this: will CeeDee Lamb report for Cowboys training camp? At this point, I am operating under the assumption it's either with a new deal or he's not there. So, Cowboys Nation, do you think the Cowboys should pay CeeDee Lamb before training camp? It's the pinned comment on today's show, so if an ad comes up on YouTube, take advantage of it and head down there to vote. Type Y for yes and N for no. This has already been a holdout from Lamb. We've known this is where it's at. At best, when it comes to Cowboys training camp, we might see a hold-in from Lamb. What I don't want to happen, and I think we are rapidly trending in that direction, is for this to get ugly. I don't want this to turn into a disaster, with both sides mad at each other, lowball offers, anger, and upset. Don't let this offseason turn into a clown show. Now, let's break this down a bit more. Why should the Cowboys pay CeeDee Lamb? Well, Lamb has been nothing short of spectacular since joining the team. His stats speak for themselves, and he's been a critical player for the Cowboys. In the past season alone, he had over 1,100 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns. His chemistry with Dak Prescott is undeniable, and losing him would be a massive blow to the Cowboys' offense. But it's not just about the stats. Lamb brings an energy and playmaking ability that few others can match. He's a game changer, and in a league where having a top receiver can be the difference between a playoff run and an early exit, Lamb is invaluable. The question isn't whether the Cowboys can afford to pay him, but whether they can afford not to. Let's address the elephant in the room: the contract. If we look at the market, top receivers are getting paid upwards of $20 million per year. Guys like Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, and DeAndre Hopkins are all making big money. CeeDee Lamb, given his production and potential, deserves to be in that conversation. The Cowboys need to step up and make a competitive offer to keep him happy and on the field. So, Cowboys fans, do you think Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office should step up and pay Lamb what he's worth? Let us know in the comments below. Your opinions matter, and we love hearing from you. And remember, if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and enable the notification bell. Your subscription is very important to us and helps us bring you more great content. Let's talk about what a holdout means for the Cowboys. Training camp is crucial for building chemistry and preparing for the season. If Lamb misses camp, it could set the team back significantly. It's not just about Lamb missing practice, it's about the entire team losing a key piece of their offense. The longer this drags on, the worse it gets for everyone involved. On the flip side, if Lamb does hold out, it puts pressure on the front office to get a deal done quickly. The last thing we need is a distraction heading into the season. We've seen how contract disputes can disrupt a team's focus and performance. The Cowboys need to avoid this at all costs and ensure Lamb is happy and ready to play. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think a holdout from Lamb will hurt the Cowboys' chances this season? Drop a comment and let us know your thoughts. And while you're at it, let's get a poll going. Vote in the comments. Do you think the Cowboys will get a deal done before training camp? Y for yes, N for no. Another aspect to consider is the message this sends to the rest of the team. If the Cowboys don't take care of their star players, it could create a ripple effect. Other players might start to question their own futures with the team. We need to set a precedent that if you perform well, you'll be rewarded. That's how you build a winning culture. Let's talk about the potential trade rumors. There's been some chatter about Lamb possibly requesting a trade if he doesn't get a new deal. While this is still speculation, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. We've seen star players force their way out of situations they're unhappy with. Losing Lamb would be a huge blow to the Cowboys, and it's a scenario we need to avoid. So, what do you think? Should the Cowboys be worried about a potential trade request from Lamb? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like button if you're enjoying the discussion. It really helps us out and keeps the channel growing. Before we wrap up, let's address the future of the Cowboys without Lamb. If the worst-case scenario happens and Lamb is traded or sits out the season, what does that mean for the team? We have some talented players, but replacing a star like Lamb isn't easy. The Cowboys would need to rely heavily on other receivers stepping up and filling the void. Players like Michael Gallup and the recently acquired Brandon Cooks would need to elevate their game. It's a lot to ask, and while they're capable, the loss of Lamb would still be felt. The Cowboys' offense would have to adapt, and it might take some time to find their rhythm without him. Alright, Cowboys Nation, it's time to make your voice heard. Should the Cowboys pay CeeDee Lamb, or do you think they should explore other options? Head down to the comments and let us know your thoughts. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Your subscription is very important to us, and it helps us reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers. We appreciate every one of you in our Cowboys community.
Now, I want to go in chronological order here from the reports that have come out over the last 24 to 48 hours. We'll get to the trade requests that may or may not be happening in a little bit. First, let's talk about the report from the Dallas Morning News that suggests Lamb is probably going to hold out from the Cowboys camp without a new deal. Here's what Calvin Watkins wrote in a recent article: "There's been little progress on extensions for Prescott and Lamb this summer. For a second consecutive year, there's a possibility a key starter will hold out of training camp. Lamb missed the entire offseason program and is expected to miss training camp if he doesn't get a new deal." Now, I was a little surprised with how that report got picked up nationally by other outlets because we kind of already knew that Lamb wasn't going to show up without a deal, right? This isn't new breaking information. The Dallas Morning News did not treat that as a new report or insider info. It was almost buried in the article. Yet, here we are, facing the reality that Lamb's holdout might be more serious than we initially thought. Let me ask you this: will CeeDee Lamb report for Cowboys training camp? At this point, I am operating under the assumption it's either with a new deal or he's not there. So, Cowboys Nation, do you think the Cowboys should pay CeeDee Lamb before training camp? It's the pinned comment on today's show, so if an ad comes up on YouTube, take advantage of it and head down there to vote. Type Y for yes and N for no. This has already been a holdout from Lamb. We've known this is where it's at. At best, when it comes to Cowboys training camp, we might see a hold-in from Lamb. What I don't want to happen, and I think we are rapidly trending in that direction, is for this to get ugly. I don't want this to turn into a disaster, with both sides mad at each other, lowball offers, anger, and upset. Don't let this offseason turn into a clown show. Now, let's break this down a bit more. Why should the Cowboys pay CeeDee Lamb? Well, Lamb has been nothing short of spectacular since joining the team. His stats speak for themselves, and he's been a critical player for the Cowboys. In the past season alone, he had over 1,100 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns. His chemistry with Dak Prescott is undeniable, and losing him would be a massive blow to the Cowboys' offense. But it's not just about the stats. Lamb brings an energy and playmaking ability that few others can match. He's a game changer, and in a league where having a top receiver can be the difference between a playoff run and an early exit, Lamb is invaluable. The question isn't whether the Cowboys can afford to pay him, but whether they can afford not to. Let's address the elephant in the room, the contract. If we look at the market, top receivers are getting paid upwards of $20 million per year. Guys like Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, and DeAndre Hopkins are all making big money. CeeDee Lamb, given his production and potential, deserves to be in that conversation. The Cowboys need to step up and make a competitive offer to keep him happy and on the field. So, Cowboys fans, do you think Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office should step up and pay Lamb what he's worth? Let us know in the comments below. Your opinions matter, and we love hearing from you. And remember, if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and enable the notification bell. Your subscription is very important to us and helps us bring you more great content. Let's talk about what a holdout means for the Cowboys. Training camp is crucial for building chemistry and preparing for the season. If Lamb misses camp, it could set the team back significantly. It's not just about Lamb missing practice, it's about the entire team losing a key piece of their offense. The longer this drags on, the worse it gets for everyone involved. On the flip side, if Lamb does hold out, it puts pressure on the front office to get a deal done quickly. The last thing we need is a distraction heading into the season. We've seen how contract disputes can disrupt a team's focus and performance. The Cowboys need to avoid this at all costs and ensure Lamb is happy and ready to play. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think a holdout from Lamb will hurt the Cowboys' chances this season? Drop a comment and let us know your thoughts. And while you're at it, let's get a poll going. Vote in the comments. Do you think the Cowboys will get a deal done before training camp? Y for yes, N for no. Another aspect to consider is the message this sends to the rest of the team. If the Cowboys don't take care of their star players, it could create a ripple effect. Other players might start to question their own futures with the team. We need to set a precedent that if you perform well, you'll be rewarded. That's how you build a winning culture. Let's talk about the potential trade rumors. There's been some chatter about Lamb possibly requesting a trade if he doesn't get a new deal. My concern is we might be trending on that path. This was reported earlier today by Pretty Ricky, who has a great track record with breaking contract news before the major insiders. Jared Goff, Trevor Lawrence, he's had a bunch of great info. On July 1st, Monday, he tweeted this out: CeeDee Lamb will request to be traded if the Cowboys do not offer him a new contract worth at least $32 million per year. He wants to be at least the second highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. Bobby Belt, about 40 minutes later, tweeted and said, "I know this tweet is making rounds among Cowboys fans. Whether it's true or not, I won't speak to any potential trade request, but I do believe that $32 million figure is the exact salary floor that CeeDee's camp is holding to. So if the minimum deal for CeeDee Lamb is $32 million, there is zero reason this should ever have to reach the trade request range. This should not be hard. $32 million as the ask for CeeDee Lamb is not him playing hardball. In fact, it might be under the market rate. If he's willing to take $32 million a year, whatever, beat out A.J. Brown, take less than Justin Jefferson, that's a no-brainer contract. It is actually a pro-Cowboys deal. They need to jump all over that. He could have pushed for $35 million or more. If that's not the case, what are we doing here? This is easy. I think my answer to this question is quite obvious. Would you pay CeeDee Lamb $32 million per year? I expect to see a lot of A's in the comment section, but get your votes in. Type up for yes and B for no. The $32 million figure is no accident. It's what A.J. Brown got, and Lamb is better than A.J. Brown right now, and he's younger. The $32 to $35 million range is where top receivers check in terms of average per year. Let's summarize. The Cowboys need to step up and make a competitive offer to keep CeeDee Lamb. He's a critical piece of our offense, and losing him would be a massive blow. The holdout situation could get ugly, and we don't want that. The longer this drags on, the worse it gets for everyone involved. The Cowboys need to set a precedent that if you perform well, you'll be rewarded. That's how you build a winning culture. Cowboys Nation, your input is crucial. Would you like to see CeeDee Lamb in a Cowboys uniform for years to come? Head down to the comments section and let us know your thoughts. And remember, if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and enable the notification bell. Your subscription is very important to us and helps us bring you more great content. Thanks for tuning into Cowboys News TV. We'll be keeping an eye on this story and updating you with any new developments. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any breaking news. Your support helps us grow and bring you the latest and greatest in Cowboys news. Until next time, go Cowboys!